Hello tankers and tankettes, welcome to one of my replays, and it's the T25/2, the Tier 7 American turreted tank destroyer. I actually kind of like this machine, but it has a bit of a reputation. It's one of those ones like the Comet where people don't really look favourably on it, and it's one of those ones where actually it's not a bad machine, it just depends on your playstyle. And one of the things I do that probably helps my playstyle in this is I don't treat it like a tank destroyer especially. I treat it more like a medium tank. And if you think of it in that way, it's actually not so bad. I mean, it's not the fastest, it's not the most well armoured, but in medium tank terms at tier 7, actually it's got a pretty good gun. 170 pen is very favourable in comparison to most of the tier 7s. I think the best obviously is the Panther with the ridiculous L100 gun, but this with the 170, you know, that's not too shabby at all. Of course, the 170 pen on this is not much of an upgrade on the Hellcat's 160. Obviously the Jackson gets that gun as well. So in those terms, yeah, it isn't much of a bump, but it can still hold its own. It's great when you're top tier. This is not top tier though. As you can see, matchmaking has kind of shafted me. There is one regular tier 7 on either side. Myself on this team and SU-152 on the enemy team. Why don't I say 152? Why don't I just say 152? I don't know. I said it the long way round because reasons. So I'm going to do what I would do in a medium tank. I'm going to go up to this initial corner here in whatever square that is. I can't really read on the video. E0, F0, something like that. And I'm just going to spot, I'm going to see if I can get any sneaky flanking damage in. And the turret on this thing actually means it's quite good for doing that kind of flanking. But caution is the order of the day right now. If there is a lot right round the corner, then I'm going to have to back off horridly. There is a Type 59 that's behind me, so that's alright. But, oh, he's not paying attention. Yes, please, bit of free damage. So, I'm not totally alone here, but actually it looks like the 112 and the WZ are being pretty aggressive, and they're not meeting anything. So this might be it. This might be the entirety of the tanks on this flank, in which case we need to really kind of press the advantage that we have in numbers. Now, it looked like the STA was going to come round, and then, as you can see, he's about to take a big hit and thinks better of it. So he's backing off. I'm actually going to now be more aggressive myself. They're basically being forced back into a defensive position, and it's 3 versus 3 right now, but they are in one spot and we're firing from 2 different directions, so that gives us the advantage. We also have tanks coming in behind the Type 59 and the 5120 rather. So I'm just trying for tracking shots on the T32 because I know that's going to get me extra XP. I'm trying to damage him at the same time, but not all of them actually managed to do that. Some of them I managed to not just get the near side track, I managed to get the far side track instead and not do any damage, which from this angle is actually quite impressive. And I do it twice. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, at least I was tracking him, but it would have been nice to track him and do damage. Anyway, I'm just firing as fast as I can, basically. The more damage I can do, the better. If I can get any kills, that'd be nice. But I know this is going to go well for me on the score screen because these are all higher tier tanks, and that's, you know, you get a bonus for that. Being the only tier 7 in this situation actually kind of works for me. I can actually get good XP out of this if I can do enough damage. Now this has been successful on this flank. We basically have this flank. Our WZ-132 is going for their arty, but their 1390 is going to intercept as well. Our E75 is in the middle. He's on his own, but the enemy team isn't rushing him or anything. It's just he's one-on-one with a 112. And I go into the middle here thinking, I'll just help out this E75. And I do actually kind of goof a bit. Now, the SU-152 looks like he might help, but oh, yeah, thanks, Ferdy. I was going to take the shot, and then I shoot a car instead, because, you know, reasons. Yeah, there's a T30 up there, and I think he just tracked the Ferdy, and I'm paying attention enough to know that he's up there by that point, but quite fortunately for me, he has the stock gun, or... No, actually, it will be the stock gun, without alpha damage. So, yeah, I thought... I mean, it is a bit foolish that I just sat there, but I thought he's tracked the 30, he's got a longish reload, I can at least hit him once and then go forward into cover. But as it turned out, he didn't have the top gun. He didn't even have the second gun, the 120mm, so I took a hit, but it wasn't really a fatal hit. I've kept all my hit points up to this point, and I'm kind of slightly faffing at this point, but maybe I can get the kill shot on that guy. There we go. It's quite nice, actually. So, we're 9-7. I mean, looking at the mini-map, we do have the upper hand here. 10-7 now. The 5120 is going in behind the T25, it looks like. The Type 59 is going where the 1390 is last spotted. I actually decided at this point I'm going to go forward and help the 5120 because he's got that burst of potential, which is really powerful, but the 30 just kind of went in 2 versus 1. He's died, unfortunately. The T95 is also about to die, but of course the 5120 is going to be reloading. So I'm actually going to be doing my best here to get the Pershing's attention. Even though the Pershing could easily kill me, I'm actually deliberately trying to take fire here for my ally, because that 5120 has got a much better chance of killing the Pershing if he stays alive than I do. So even though this isn't the wisest move, in theory, closing to close quarters with the Pershing, and yeah, he's about to kill me, it has given the 5120 sufficient time to actually reload his clip. And that's fantastic because the 1390 dealt with our Super Pershing, wow, Type 59, Tier 8 Premium Medium Tank, you know, Super Pershing, Type 59, they're pretty much the same, right? And the fact that he now has a clip means he can finish off the Pershing and also finish off that 1390 as well. So it was a risky move. It was throwing away my life essentially for this other tank, and I had no idea if he'd be able to pull it off or not. But as it turned out, he did, and he survived, and he actually came out top of the team list. But of course, I've got no reason to be sour because I came second, and that's because I was shooting all high tier tanks, and it was unfortunately all from the damage. Although I was tracking that T32 over and over again, I didn't get a single point of assistance damage from that, so that was a little bit irritating when you have somebody just tracked like 3 or 4 times in a row and it's just worth nothing at all. So, you know, sometimes that happens in this game. Still, I was second place on the team and I really can't be too sour about that. So, I'm not going to keep this tank in the long term. It's not going to be a permanent resident in my garage. I am going to get to the T28 Prot sooner or later. But for now, you know, this is a fairly enjoyable grind, and I can get why some people don't like this machine, but it's not a bad machine in of itself. It's one of these ones where it just all depends on how you play it. And even with matchmaking like that, you know, you can still do fairly well for yourself. So if you enjoyed this replay, you can leave any comments below, you can hit the like button, you can subscribe to my channel, and as always, stay tuned for more.